Hi everyone, welcome to my channel License to Roam, where I'll be providing content on football tactics and analysis on European football and the beautiful game from across the globe. You can follow me on Twitter/X at Edward Stratman. And if you enjoyed the video, would really appreciate a like, subscribe, and any comments as I get started and hope to grow the channel. All right, for this analysis, I'll be focusing on how Real Sociedad's superb pressing nullified Girona's free-flowing attack in their pulsating 0-0 draw. Real Sociedad secured a valuable point against Girona at the Fortress Montilivi in a match that pitted two of the most exciting and entertaining teams in European football against one another. Despite the home team getting out to a strong start, once Imanol Alguacil's tactically sophisticated and superbly coached team were absolute pressing monsters, which I've covered in a previous video that explains why they're one of the finest in this regard across Europe, grew into the game. They were by far the better team in the second stanza, with their aggressive, well-coordinated pressing the catalyst for them, making life so tough for Michel's high-flying Girona, who are second in La Liga as they've taken the league by storm this season with their scintillating brand of football in and out of possession. Obviously nullifying Girona with their immense harrying, which was vital in blunting Girona's fame to build up, and their key players exerting their usual influence. Sociedad obviously deserved immense credit, even though they couldn't secure all 3 points. Producing a massive collective and individual showing full of intelligence, work rate, and execution. This was a testament to Alguacil and his coaching staff's preparation as they earned a deserved clean sheet against such a formidable Girona team who have scored 5 goals at home against 3 separate opponents this season. Getting in their face, alert to triggers, and well aware of their roles and responsibilities, they were very impressed on the way to making 14 high ball recoveries and committing 19 fouls, which is well above their season average of just under 13, as they really stamped their mark in this one. Right, onto the graphics. Here's just the base team sheets for this one from Y-Scout. Obviously just base. Sociedad was more of their usual 4-3-3 and Girona's very flexible. That was their base. They obviously mainly build up in a 3. Gutierrez with a very free role, essentially playing as an attacking midfielder a lot of the time and in central areas in the half spaces there. So that just gives the framework. Here's just an average positions map, which sort of showed the way the teams more played, very flexible, especially Girona, very tactically fluid, and then Sociedad with their shape there. Really good central compactness to aid their possession game, and obviously the defensive game as well. Here's just a pass connections map of there, just showing the 4-3-3 and the connections in various areas of the pitch and that strong sort of central compactness in and out of possession, which really held them in good stead in a lot of ways. Obviously, here's the base, here's the pressing structure, the man-to-man they went for, and just really did a great job of nullifying their opponents, making things really compact, compressing the pitch with their high line, and just the back-to-goal pressure. You know, they collapsed in central areas when the ball went there, supporting each other. It was just a really great team effort, and they just gave them very minimal time and space to really build into the game and to really implement their usual brand of football. Here's an example of how they stifled them. Obviously, the back-to-goal pressure here, no time or space to turn, players rushing around to provide the support, but they just had really no outlets. The only free man was Gazaniga in goal, and it was just really tough for Girona because of that man marking, man orientations of Real Sociedad. They just couldn't bypass the press with any ease like they usually do. There's another situation, the actual goal Girona scored was due to this offside here, which I guess they got a little bit lucky. Becker didn't quite get enough pressure on the ball holder in Blind there, let him play that pass, but it kind of bore fruit in a way because he was offside, so that high line sort of paid dividends, even though it's obviously a very risky approach, but when it works, it works. Here's another example of how the wide pressing mechanics were so good. They blocked the passing options back, plus they used the cover shadow to deny those passes into central areas, obviously using the touchline as an extra defender to hem their opposition in, Couto in this occasion. So just gave them nowhere to go and just forced poor decisions, low percentage actions, and just turnovers in great areas. Here's a situation where just some of the extra, little pieces and mechanics that they got spot on. Obviously, Barrenechea here's shifting in from his role when the ball's on the opposite side, just to help his midfielder out with the marking assignment. And same with Galan here, just helping any central areas, moving away from Siankov, just to get those little bit of extra compactness and to support teammates when they need them or if they have to jump to support a teammate. So, yeah, Barrenechea or Oyarzabal, sort of wide players, Becker as well, just providing that little bit of extra support when needed. Same with the fullbacks. Here's just an example of how beneficial their high pressing was to create chances against Girona, who are quite expansive in their setup, quite spread out. who were looking to spread out Sociedad's defensive structure. But when they won the ball back with those man orientations, it gave Sociedad the chance to just really create some great opportunities. As you can see here, Girona's defense is quite all over the shop, but Sociedad, they've reacted quickly and they've got options everywhere to create some pretty decent opportunities and carve out some openings and really put Girona under pressure. Here's another situation where they forced Girona to go long off goal kicks, which they resorted to due to the frustration and the turnovers they were causing. And obviously with Sociedad pressing from behind, the players knew that they could turn around quickly and have the jump to regain that second ball. They just have huge numbers around the ball, obviously working hard and smart structure just really benefited them to win these second balls, these duel situations, so they could then attack again against the unset Girona and often disorganized Girona. Here's another great example where Silva's actually done a really nice curved pressing to block the passing lane to the nearby centre-back to harry the goalkeeper, which has forced Gazzaniga long. So Pacheco's won the header. That goes to Oyarzabal, and Mendes can combine there and to carve out a really strong opportunity. Obviously, with them pressing their man back to goal, they have the jump on their opponent to regain that second ball first. So really smart stuff again, forcing turnovers in quality areas, and their second half was absolutely blistering for this, where they really carved out a host of openings. Another situation here where they've got the edge on the second ball after forcing them to go long. The players are populated well around the ball, ready to receive and go, and obviously with the back to goal pressing, once again, they're ideally positioned to turn around and be the first outlets once that header's won. Same situation here. There's just such a huge gap. They forced them long, and there's just a line of 4 and 5 if you include the extra midfielder pressing. There's basically 4 free men there to receive the second ball, which Oyarzabal duly does, and they can attack again with a numerical and positional superiority there. And this sort of gives you an example of just how aggressive and high their pressing was. Obviously, their PPDA stat for this particular game was 6.2 overall. Look at it, 5 in the second half. And this is nothing short of impressive against especially a Girona team. And obviously, the PPDA from this game is even better than their league average of 7.54, which is actually not only the best in La Liga, but the best in Europe's top 5 leagues. So it just shows what a pressing powerhouse they are, and that came to the fore in this game as well. Here's the pressing recovery maps, and you can really see in the second half how they just really got on top of Girona, suffocated them and dominated them. Even though they didn't win the game, this was such an important aspect of their performance and really well executed. And really, you don't see many teams do that to Girona just because they're so comfortable in possession themselves. But Alguacil and his team just executed the game plan with aplomb. Here's just another ground duels map where it just shows they really got in their faces, especially in that second half as well, where they just made it so uncomfortable and difficult for them to progress and bypass the Sociedad press. And there's obviously the shot map. They obviously limited Girona to just 3 shots on target, only 9 total, and 4 of those were blocked. So just another testament to how difficult they made life for their opposition. Obviously, Real Sociedad's aptitude in this regard once again saw them rise to the occasion, which is certainly going to be the case when they face PSG in their mouth-watering Champions League tie this month, as they're certain to give them a stern examination and make them extremely uncomfortable, on their way to potentially even causing an upset. Coherent, collectively strong, ideally structured, the players knowing their roles and responsibilities, full of intensity and aggression. Their high pressing once again showed what a game changer it can be, just like it proved against Girona, even though they couldn't get the valuable win, and just like PSG are set to find out as well. All right, that's the end of the analysis. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Would really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and have a great day. Stay tuned for the next analysis.